The Ankh is an ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic symbol for the key of life. It is a capital T shape with a droplet above. Like that, yeah. Ankh exists in the Egyptian words for life, floral bouquet, and mirror. The Ankh object represents life, air, and water. Pharaohs gave the Ankh to their gods to benefit their people. When the Egyptian gods held the Ankh, it represented their power to sustain life and revive human souls in the afterlife. Coptics adapted the Ankh with a circle instead of droplet, and this became a variant of the Christian cross. The Ankh then became popular in the West from 1961, when I was born. Ankh means to live life, nourish, and evolve as the key to life. Ankh means to express a wish that a particular person live. Ankh with a cross below represents the feminine symbol. Ankh with a cross on top is masculine symbol. Ankh and a phoenix represents the right to rule. Ankh and a phoenix represents the right to rule. Ankh and a phoenix on a circle. Ankh and a phoenix on a circle with the 4 lines of Judah sitting on an extended cross, which you have in Peterborough Cathedral, represents the right of the house of Judah to rule, being the right of the house of David to rule, being the right of King David to rule. The world to the 4 corners of the earth. 4 animals was the tarot world card, right? And those 4 animals was the tarot world card, right? And no one seems to know where the tarot cards came from. They thought they came from Egypt, but they're actually invented by the same
Rider. It's the Rider cards, right? It's out of the Rider deck. So it's from this deck here.
Yeah.
This is a Rider deck.
Oh, that's cool.
And you're talking about this card.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. The world card. So that's got the bull, the lion, the eagle, and the angel.
And the angel.
Right, and that's exactly what was on the 4 hand bits that you rest your hands on when you're standing on the cathedral lectern. Ankh and a phoenix on a circle represents 3, the right of King David to rule, the world to the 4 corners of the earth, and the name of earth is Judah. That's actually the name of earth, right? And this is according to the Holy Grail, which is an anagram of Gregory Hallett. Just slip in there, just.
Yeah, just slide that one in.
With REGTT left over, REGTT, for Register the Two Jesus. This sounds very much like an incantation for the second coming of Christ, being round 2 or 2000 in the mirrored floral bouquet of life.
Mm-hmm.
So at 30, you've got to remember that Christ was a title, so there's no one walking around in a white gown going, I'm Jesus, I'm Jesus. It's not happening. Right? It's a title, service position, knowledge, bloodline, all that sort of stuff. At 36 minutes 20 and 41:30, 3 archways means it is a Knights Templar and or Masonic building and alludes to the tarot card 3 of Pentacles.
Yes.
You might be able to show. The Grand Master sits in the east, which in this case would be at the rear of the cathedral. The entrance is in the west. At 41 minutes 30, when I raised my arms, there were 7 archways behind me on the left, 7 archways behind me on the right, and 7 archways behind me at the entrance.
No way.
Yeah, representing 777 for the shin. And I've been running the shin, so there you go. At 35 minutes 47, 36:20, and 41:30, behind me, the entrance doorway is in the shape of an owl.
Right.
And that owl represents Mary Magdalene. The owl represents the Dragon Queen, i.e. Mary Magdalene, and the flower of the mitochondrial DNA, starfire blood. And therefore, the owl is another representation of the fleur de lis, or the flower de lis. Hor is pronounced hua, which became flower. So the hua, I think, is French in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas the Dragon King is represented by the raven.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And raven was one of the codes that came out in the Harry Potter, heads of the 4 Harry Potter houses.
Of course. Ravenclaw.
Yeah, Ravenclaw, there you go. Aragon is the heir of a seal door.
The hair of the sealed door?
Yeah,
What is that?
Sealed door. A sealed door, a door of seals.
Okay.
Door with 7 seals behind it. The 7 seals.
Yes.
So he's revealing the 7 seals, and I'm involved in opening it.
Wow.
As well, doing this, being public. So now the hair of David is the hair of David's throne. 35 minutes 26. Fleur-de-lis handles on the stalls. Remember those? Fleur-de-lis handles on the stalls?
Yes.
And the chancery, they're also grapevines. If you look at the back of them, it's grapevines. So it's talking about vine lineage. The vine lineage.
Mm-hmm.
So 203, the ceiling at the rear of Peterborough Cathedral is the square and compass. The compass is the male energy and the square is the female energy. At 208, there's a square and compass again showing the male and female energy. And at 228, the fleur-de-lis on the ceiling and square and compass again in patterns of sacred geometry. That the ceiling, I filmed it.
I know.
Photographed. It's just fantastic. It's absolutely just mind-blowing. It's like standing under a forest canopy. At 901, we're seeing the phoenix on the orb and scepter. The orb equals Grail lineage. The T, capital T, the tail across the T, is male and female energy between the heart and throat. Ankh is feminine and masculine and symbolizes the ruler. The orb with a cross on or angle point is male energy, male Grailship, Kingship. The orb with a cross below, female energy. The phoenix makes a cross. The phoenix on the ball represents the House of David, which we had.
Mm-hmm.
At 1503, 2 men in red are filming, so red and blue. We got the blue, white top, blue bottom dancers flowing around with red fans, and then you've got 2 men in red filming. One of them's quite hidden. So that's color coding.
Yep.
Luke 18:10, it says, lay down your cloak for Christ. This was done by removing the pews, but it's also here.
Right. Sir Walter Raleigh.
Laying down the cloak for Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth I.
So that's alluding to the Christ lineage, but what I'm told is Raleigh's House of Joseph and his aunt is Queen Elizabeth. So she's the daughter of Queen Anne Boleyn. He's the grandson of Queen Anne Boleyn. So they're both House of Joseph. But this here is alluding to the House of David. So they've kind of overstepped their mark a bit. But what the Bible passage said is laying down your cloaks on the ground for Christ, right? So that alludes to the closest thing they had to the Christ lineage in England that was known about, that was royalty, was Elizabeth and Raleigh.
And he has a sword at his side.
Yeah, and Raleigh had all the titles of the Duke of Cornwall and the Prince of Wales.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no Duke of Cornwall and the Prince of Wales while he was alive, other than him. Right? He was head of the mint and all that sort of stuff.
Was he a member of the Masons then?
I don't know when they started. He was well up with the Rosicrucians. He's into that knowledge. The big Masonic building in London, it's called Ugly, United Grand Lodge of England. Ugly.
What?
That was actually built 1929 to 33. People think, oh, it's ancient. It's actually really recent.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So I suspect that Rosicrucian knowledge is older and it's definitely more esoteric. But other than that, I actually don't know. I've never been in any of the temples. I've never been in a Rosicrucian temple and never been in a Masonic temple. So I can't tell you. Others can. At 80:31 minutes, the Gematria of the born name of King David is Son of Man, Line of Judah, Royal Bloodline, Alpha and Omega. It goes on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1905, the maps changed from Palestine to Israel. In 1948, Israel became a country. Prior to 1905 and 1948, when the Bible was written around 100 AD, Israel was the union of the goddess and God with the Lord. The children of this line are the divine lineage. And Israel is for Isis. Ra is for the sun god, also known as Osiris. And El is for Lord, a representation of Horus. And the Elohim, the shining ones. And this is the Trinity house. So Israel actually means the goddess, the god, and their child. That's what it actually means. So anything prior to 1905, Israel is actually the god, the goddess, and their son, Horus. Horus became Jesus, basically, by name, phonetics. In its true meaning, the children of Israel are descended from the gods. Gaza used to be Canaan. House of Joseph, Ephraim, is represented by the scale, wheat, barley, malt, and barley. And then he goes into path numbers, and he says that A equals 1, B equals 2, which I didn't think was the case. But I'll go through it so some of you might be interested. 1 or A equals male, 2 or B equals female, 3 or C equals communication, 4 or D equals law and order, 5 or E equals good looking, 6 or F equals family, including females keen to breed, 7 or G equals genius, spiritual, numerology, gematria, 8 or H equals fortunate, 9 or I is for the initiated, 10 or J is completion, 11, 22, and 33 are master numbers. 3, 6, 9 equals keys to the universe, 3 plus 6 plus 9 equals 18 equals 9 equals continually spiraling upwards. Hendrix knew 6 was 9, Jimi Hendrix knew stuff. So, back on topic. David has the lost rings. Now, Canon 11 is on David's rings. The chancery floor of Peterborough Cathedral is on David's rings. The chancery ceiling of Peterborough Cathedral is on David's rings.
That must be quite a ring.
There's 2 of them, yeah. David's ancestors built Peterborough Cathedral, then built Roslyn Chapel. In Roslyn Chapel, the stone carvings and the stained glass window of Christ in the Ladies' Chapel are on David's rings. He likes the codename David, whose birthmarks are on his left elbow is the lion facing east, and on his left elbow is the lion facing west with a crown on his head and a 6-pointed Star of Solomon. And on Greg Halleck's left hand are the freckles of the Corona star system. This is for divine reason. We're quoting him, this is for divine reason. So I don't know if you can see that. There's the Corona star system, which means crown. Yeah.
So are you talking the 3 main stars there, or 3 or 4? What star?
So it's kind of an elliptical, kind of a half C. So if you look like that, it's a C kind of thing.
Right.
It's supposed to be on my right hand, but my right hand got completely 100% burnt. Like I put it when I was about 5.5 or something. I put my hand in hot toffee at 400 degrees Celsius that had just come out of the oven. So all my fingers popped up and all the 7 layers of skin disappeared. Just fizz.
Wow. So they went to your left hand.
So it's on my left hand. So David and Greg both have these birthmarks on the left side, which is left side means mark of the heart. The Grail cross on the stele and dis is a mark of the Merovingian mark of Cain. Cain held divine blood, equals son of the Lord, and the mark of Cain is the mark of kingship. Cain didn't kill his brother Seth. The Catholic Church lied to lead you astray.
So Cain and Abel, it's a lie.
They went surfing together. They had a good time. They hang out.
Cannibal didn't come from Cain and Abel.
Rock, no. No, same as Jesus stung up on the cross in his underwear, This woman. So the Grail cross gives the lion's head. This is part of the Star of Solomon called the mark of the Merovingian, which is the mark of the Grail, which is the mark of Cain, which is the mark of kingship. David was the first to place the 2 rings together. The kingdom of lies is falling down. And actually, my royal marks are coming alive as well. His royal marks are coming alive, and my royal marks are coming alive. The cross, on the ends of the cross, they're turning green, turquoise.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Turning colors.
Yeah. And on this side as well, the jewels on the crown are lighting up.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah. Teal.
Yeah, teal, turquoise. The kingdom of lies is falling down, and my royal marks coming alive, so his, with luster. Balance is coming. The kingdom of lies is to be crushed. David is the conqueror. That's the prophecy. David is the conqueror. It's a vibration of truth. With these videos, I'm ringing out the bell of truth, and the bell is actually on Canon 11.
It was a bell ringing the truth.
It's in a formation like this, and that's actually the 7 orthodox planets that it's sitting on. So what they're saying is this bell of truth is ringing out through this whole universe, or whatever it is that contains the 7 planets. So the bell of truth. I'm ringing out the bell of truth. Revelation 5:5. Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. So what we're doing now is we're opening the 7 seals in the book of Revelations, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing it. And the Lord of the Rings, the 2 towers, quote, a new power is rising, its victory is at hand, end quote.
It's exciting times.
Yeah.
Victory's upon us. Hallelujah.